Hello, everybody. And I know I said that last one was the last episode of Shadow Colossus, but I forgot about time attack mode. And time attack mode, as the name may suggest, is fighting all the Colossus again. Not one big boss rush, but in as fast as you can. And the interesting one about this one right here is, well, it doesn't have my best record, but my best record for that one is like 20 some odd seconds, which is technically a world record. And that is always nice. But I didn't record it, so. But here are some of the extras you get. So after beating every 2 Colossus you beat, you get a special item. Aggro! Hi, Aggro. You get a special item. So Mask of Strength makes you stronger. Mask of Power is that, but better. You got the Shaman Mask, which was Emon's mask, and it makes your defense higher. And then Force Cloak, stronger attacks, Shaman Cloak, better defense. Invisibility Cloak is how you choose some Colossuses. Sword of the Sun lets you use the light beacon anywhere. Queen's Sword kicks Colossus's ass. Now Sword of Dorman is a special sword that you could only get in the remake, and it is pretty cool. And it's just as strong as the Queen Sword, but you don't regenerate as much health. You got the Whistling Arrow, which distracts them. You got Palm Arrows, basically. You got the Harpoon, which is just a stronger arrow. And you got Lizard Detection Stone, Fruit Tree Map, Cloth of Desperation, which allows you to parachute. Curse Skin, and then you got Skins for Wander. And I always keep the eye crest, because this one just makes Aggro's little head crest the Eye from Ico, which was another game made by the same developers, Shadow Colossus, and they also did Last Guardian. And I'm on hard mode too. Hard mode entails the Colossus are harder. I don't think they hit harder, but they have just more hit points, except for specifically ones with 0. So yeah, so I have a time attack on this one. So let's do number 3, since he's one of my favorites. And this one usually gives me a challenge, but just to show off time attack mode on hard mode. Now, like any good challenge run, it limits what you have. So you can't bring any of your New Game Plus items in. But just fighting the Colossus harder is always a fun time. It's the main reason you'd play the game. So yeah, come on, get in here. Okay, so we're gonna go for the skip if Wander will get his fat femboy ass off. Come on. Okay, come on. I don't know if I'll be able to actually make this one. I've already wasted time. I can always retry, but it'll kind of suck if I have to. I brag about having a world record, and then I immediately have to. So that's something you can use. So when he flips down, you can just jump straight on. So it gives you the same equipment you would have if you've beaten all the Colossus so far. Okay, hi Wander. So yeah, you know, even though this game's a remake, it still has the clunky physics. Man, I'll kind of eat chode if I screw this up. So up. Well, that's stupid. Okay. Well, we can retry that. And see, this is what I get for showing off. YouTuber curse. No. Calling myself a YouTuber is fucking weird, though. I do it and I upload there, but God, I don't want to compare to any of those guys, honestly. It seems like every month they get outed for crazy shit. I do like his little deformed stone hand, though. That's also what makes the final Colossus kind of interesting. It's the only real one that has a... Well, other ones have prominent fingers, but it's the only one that, like, actively... Saying use them would be weird, too, because it doesn't really use them. He points at you, but, he's the only one you see move them independently, I think, though. Like, one after the other. I do kind of like its little, its collar. It's a little, like, Frankenstein bolts. Yo, it's like the nails in the neck. Okay, well. I screwed up, but it does kind of look like a... Kind of looks like, you know, the bolts in, like, Frankenstein's, in his neck to reanimate his brain. Okay. I am just screwing it up. That's always nice to know. And my PS5 controller's saying you're at low health. Come on, go where the bow wandered. So for the hard mode one, he has one. It's on his arm, on his stomach, on his head, like most bipedal colossi. No, not all of them have one on their head. But now I'm gonna climb up here. I'm gonna use his little fridge. Okay, and then jump on the back. Now in the PS1, I'm pretty sure I talked about this when I was just fighting him normally. That this little connection point, because it was so thin, it's like little wiggle boxes. So they're, I call them wiggle boxes, but I don't even know what they really are. But when he wiggles, it just made it really hard. So it made time attack mode hard. But they tuned it up in the remake. So, you know, he still wiggles on you, but it's not as crazy. Now, this is where I get some of my stamina back. Oh, well. Yeah, you see that now. This is misfortune. And it is really interesting that, like, a lot of these parts on the Colossus that you would never even really actually reach are now, like, okay, well, I'm gonna break my legs. I'm probably not even gonna beat it in time, huh? But all these parts on the Colossus that you never even climb are now, you know, like, focused on in hard mode. So it just makes you think that the developers really thought about, hard mode after. Because one of the things that most players want is their game to be fun, duh. But they also want to be rewarded for, you know, still wondering, you know. So when you go into hard mode and you haven't played it, like, ever, going through it the first time and being like, oh, that part that was just there and I never climbed it is now useful in some way. It's actually kind of interesting. Or it leads somewhere. Okay, come on, Wander. I know you just got sprayed with all his gum, but... Well... Nice pecs, bro. So, well, I got here one way or another. But I definitely don't think I'm gonna beat it in time. As hard mode suggests, it's harder. And now I'm on your horn. Hi, boy. God, okay. I'm just snapping to it. And only a minute left. Okay. I don't think I'm gonna... The second I fucking brag about having an accidental world record, I start sucking. This is what I get for bragging. Oh god. Man, okay. Well, let's just do an easy one then. Christ. So yeah, to get the better items in time attack mode, you gotta do it. You gotta do it on hard mode. But apparently I suck so much. I haven't played this game in a really long time though, so I'm definitely rusty. Okay. So hopefully I don't embarrass myself and I actually, you know, do good on this. Now for the first Colossus, it's actually I must have missed just by a little, but for the first Colossus, it is painfully easy, and I'm going to say that, and I am going to absolutely start sucking. But this is what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to stab them twice, make them fall down completely. Okay. Man, alright. I've wasted so much time already. I'm just not in the time attack groove today. Okay. No. But as you can see, he has a little buddy now on his hand. So now you run up here. I wish more of the Colossi had the birds surrounding them. But then I guess it would make them all the same. It would be kind of cool if for the 13th Colossus, the big one that flies, you'd have like birds fly around it. It would make it kind of look like a big spaceship. That would actually be really cool. You know, it's part of a big fleet of spaceships. Now, one of the cool things is also that all the Colossus kind of look like they're armored up. At least all the bipedal ones. So it's weird to think that, like, the game doesn't tell you... Well, it does. They're just sealed dormant. But it's really weird to... They're probably used as weapons, is at least what I think. Or it's just that they're formed like that. Either way, it's actually pretty, it's always interesting to wonder. Last one. I always love the first one. I always love his big hand flapping up into the air and crashing down. Well, you know, that's time attack. If I went to an older save, I could probably show off my time attack times. But there is other thingos. Oodles and doodles. This is the sword dormant. And yeah, so there's... Oh, I forgot I had this. But there is a 79 coins in the game, which they're little things that jingle around. And I've gone through the hassle of getting them multiple times, and I'm just gonna not. Now, there's cool details about it, like how when you just have it out normally, it has a white little Colossi eye in it. So if you go all the way over here and you've collected all the coins in the game, and there's like tons of guides on it, and I only showed off a couple. But if you just run and run and run, now up here you can make it to the... Not there. Hi, aggro. It's this one, yeah. So in this one, you get all the coins, you pray to it. And this is what I mean by Shadow of the Colossus Remaster is one of the great ones, because it just has this, just a nice little hidden secret. So you come down all the way into this hallway, and it's going to be the exact opposite of, not the exact opposite, but it's the below the pool, which is, so that's where the light of the pool beams out to it, and, you know, has the sword in here, and then you pray, and then you magically suck the sword in. So having an underground temple to the, or the underground part to the temple is really, really nice. And other oots and oddles is you keep all the stamina increase you get. Also, yeah, the sword dormant is basically the sun sword combined with the queen sword minus regeneration. So you can't regenerate your health as much, but it's the damage of the queen sword and the barely usefulness of the sun sword, because the sun sword is barely useful. But I will show off one. I just like how it looks. All the sword designs are pretty cool. The sun sword is just one big old gladius, and the queen sword, I have a preference to this because it is just the sword from Ico. And it would be kind of funny if they gave you one of the other special swords from Ico, because if you just smack a certain place in Ico, they just give you a lightsaber. You have to do it like 50 times. And it's like, ooh, you got a lightsaber. But then you have the other stuff. Whistle arrows, flash arrows, harpoons. Now, the flash arrows are fun, because they're just the bomb arrows from Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess. You know, it's weird now that I think about it, but I do kind of feel like Twilight Princess took a little bit of its art direction from Shadow of the Colossus. I don't know if there's any developer interviews that state it, but you can kind of see it when you compare the two together. Especially, you know, the bomb arrow design, because it's the big little little plump little bomb thingo. You know, boom. Well, it just flew too far away. But that might be cool if they did, because I know for the Twilight Princess showcase, they just played music from the Conan the Barbarian movie. So it'd be kind of fun if they took a lot of their art direction or inspiration for their art direction off of Shadow of the Colossus. Now, I know I already fought this guy and I sucked at time attack mode, but just to show off some of the stuff you can do is that the whistle arrow whistles. You just shoot it near Colossus and they'll go, oh my god. I've never seen it used. Oh no, hey look. I was just about to absolutely shit talk the whistle arrows, but no. It just distracts them. Now, it only works like that until you engage. Now, another thing about the Dorman sword is that its eyes, well, when you hear him chant. Which I never noticed that before until today. But it will start changing eye color depending on the aggressive status of the Colossus. So right now it's white because it doesn't know we're here. So we're just gonna screw up my homeboy's leg. And we're just gonna stab. So now, as you can obviously tell, the eye is now red. And now we can hop to here. And this is how much damage all of them do together. The Cloak of Force, the Mask of Strength, and the Dorman Sword make it, and the Queen Sword make it to basically where you one-shot every little node on the Colossi. So if you just want to speedrun the game, it also works if you just go, okay, well, we'll wait for you to calm down. We'll try to jump slash you. My favorite, yeah, the fun part about the jump slash is it counts as grounding yourself, so it counts as holding on. I'm pretty sure. So if you have it to where one of the Colossus is freaking out and he swings around, Wanders will stay in him when he's pulling the sword out, and that is a fun little detail. Now, finishing off a Colossus with a jump slash is one of the achievements. Most of the achievements are just kill Colossi, which makes it really funny when you see the how many people have done the achievement, which is, it's like 90% of the people who've ever bought the game beat the first Colossus. So there are people out there who either beat the first Colossus, got stuck, or beat the first Colossus and went, this game sucks, and never did it. And all it makes me think of now is, like, is there a PlayStation achievement with somebody who has 100% of the people who have bought and played the game have it? I don't know if there is, but that would be really, really funny. Well, let's just skip this because we've seen all of this before. Now, there's only one more, like, super cool thing you can do in the game, besides all the time attack modes and replaying the game on hard, is that you can make it up all the way to the Shrine of Worship. So what you gotta do is you have to basically have completely maxed out stamina. And what I like to do is I like riding aggro hard and fast into a wall. So right here is the foliage, so I don't have to start from the bottom. And now all you do is you climb, and I'm gonna climb up here, and I'm probably gonna speed it up. And the one thing you don't do is you don't use jumps. You take it nice and slow, because the whole point about the jump is you're supposed to get to somewhere safe fast. So you jump you make do a part of like the Colossus where you aren't going to be shaken off, regain that stamina, make it a little bit faster. But for this, it is a very slow mosey all the way up the shrine. And it is, well, it's an adventure, and if you get, like, vertigo, this would suck. Also, if they made Shadow of the Colossus in VR, they wouldn't ever do it, because they're very protective of what they do with the Eco, Last Guardian, and Shadow of the Colossus IPs, but it would be pretty fun to watch somebody try to make a VR game with this and just go, yeah, I'll scale the whole thing. Somebody with a fear of heights, because there's this one Australian YouTuber, and he doesn't upload stuff off at him, but he like pins down wild animals in the Australian outback, and like he doesn't beat them up, but you know, he gets like right in your face, and he just goes, this little bugger is a plague on the Australian wildlife. But he did it for... Okay, well, I probably screwed that up, and I might have to start over again, because there is no spot to rest. But he did it for a wombat, and he's going into the little wombat cave, which is just like a pipe, and like halfway through it, in like bold text, he goes, yeah, I have severe claustrophobia. And I've probably told this story before, but he's like banging against this wombat, because a wombat's butt is like pure cartilage, so it's like trying to move, you know, like a truck, and he is screaming his head off. He's like, get back, and every time, you know, the camera looks away, you will see the wombat like get closer, like it's like it's a horror movie monster, or like it's Mr. X from Resident Evil 2. He's just constantly pursuing him, and it is the funny, it is the haha. And you know, he made it out alive, obviously, because he needed to and that's where the parachute's useful, but he needed to you know, actually do something. And I always think that's really, really funny. So, you know, just imagine somebody, you know, playing Shadow of the Colossus for the first time, or, you know, modding in VR, and they are praying to whatever religious figure they believe in that they don't fall. Would be pretty funny if you get somebody who's like severely afraid of heights. But now we're actually making it up there. Like, I'll make it. Yeah, but now that I have so much stamina, my stamina being this low is what's considered very low stamina, and that's always funny. It's like in Pokemon, like if you have like a Chansey and it has like its gajillion health, and that gajillion health is finally down to like 200, and you know, the battle music start kicking, the black and white low health battle music kicks in, the dun 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 dun, and you're like, well, I'm still good. Now, I'll definitely speed up this part right here, but you can walk all the way into the entrance of the Forbidden Lands, and it will take some time, so I won't cut it out. I will walk it, but I will definitely speed this chunk of the video up. Now, I'll unpause or unspeed up the video. That little cliff right there, right next to us on the big bridge, that is where you would jump down and get one of the coins. So you would have to beat the game to get max stamina. You don't need max, because I already made up there with max. You have to be like 4 or 5 times. So that is why getting the Sword of Dorman is like the 100% thing of the game. It's like, yep, you did it. You beat the game. Oh, one other thing. I'm pretty sure. So, if you call aggro from all the way up here, she will wait for you at the bottom, which is really, really cool. Or, I guess it's not really super cool because, you know, the horse just, you know, is programmed to follow you when you whistle. But if you don't whistle at all, she won't come. So you can be, like, all the way over to the other end of the map, basically. And, she'll have to magically teleport herself. But now we are at the end. There would also have been a coin here, like right here. But now, you cannot leave the Forbidden Lands. They will push you out, no matter how hard you try. So, you know, it's the exact opposite. So something's, keeping Wander here. Now, if we... Oh, well, aggro's right there. I thought I'd whistle. Well, hi, aggro. So, now we accept our fate. And drop all the way down. Now in my head that was the right decision, but now I'm gonna have to cut all this out and climb up all the way back to the top. So I guess I'll do that. Alrighty, and we are now back. It took me a little bit, but I made it back. So what we're gonna do now is watch Wander's idle animation and go all the way up the stairs, because the stairs are nice. So this is the final part where Mono carries the little baby Wander with horns all the way up. And it's special because of two things. One, for the longest time, people have still like really been enamored with this game, obviously. Got a remaster. But people have been enamored with it and thought you could get to a secret 17th Colossus somewhere up here. But you can't, and there's no baby deer. And then the other reason is simply because being able to actually come up here after the end of the game is actually really, really cool. Now, there's only one super interesting thing about this area, and it is that the fruit up here lowers your stats. It makes your health go down. So it makes your health and stamina go down by 1 flip. And that is because, most likely, that all of the... every time you defeat a Colossi, Wander gets more and more corrupted by Dorman's influence. And up here in the Sacred Grove is the only source of fruit not tainted by his malice, basically. So every time you defeat a Colossus, every time you get the fruit, every time you every time you ever pick up a gecko tail, it is Wander being given more strength by Dorman. Now that, yeah, so one of the other things is that up here would be one of the little secret coins. I have all of them, and there's still more places you can climb. I've actually never decided to go up to this spot, but it doesn't look like there's anything else. And, you know, the shrine still stretches on pretty far all the way up to the top. And I'm pretty sure back in the PS2 all that stuff was still climbable, because you could go into debug mode and get to higher and higher spots. But I don't know if it is now, which would be a very, very interesting. Now, other than that, from what I remember from last time I actually tried to do this series, is that there are people working on a mod for Shadow of the Colossus to still add all of the scrap Colossus, because it was originally going to be 64, then they toned it down to 32, and then finally on 16, so they had to cut it in half twice. I don't know if they're still working on it, but it would be very interesting if they are, and it will be a good mod, hopefully, because they've given some details about it. Other than that, if you really want to watch somebody who loves the fuck out of Shadow of the Colossus, you should check out Nomad Colossus, because he's been doing videos on this series forever, and he usually only uses like the PS2 and the Japanese PS2 version, because the Japanese PS2 version has more stuff out of bounds in it, so like all the way up past, 1-0 over there was meant to be a place on the map, and you can go to those places. And then just the PS2 version, because it's easier to not go into debug mode, but make Wander fly. Now this is the hole that Dorman speaks out of, and you can fling yourself off of it, except the Fate Wander, and it just keeps going and going and going and going, and I died. I was attending the land, but that was actually the one into the pool. So where that one comes from, I don't know. But anyway, that is all I really have to say about Shadow of the Colossus. It is definitely one of the greatest games of all time. Amazing. Well, world building would imply some dialogue. Amazing setting for the world. And just so much mystery that people are still obsessed with to this day, even though we've gotten to the point of data mining and being able to find every little thing. There's also other details like Agro's crest. The Ico one was meant to be if you had Ico save data. There was also meant to be a different ending from what I remember if you had Ico save data, but they decided against it because Ico 1 was more of a cult hit and didn't sell that well, and 2, he thought it was unfair that you had to buy one game to fully appreciate the other, which I can understand. And with that, that is everything I really want to say about Shadow of the Colossus. This is the first time I've completed a series fully, so it's kind of nice to have that feeling, even though I'm boring and lazy and I take forever. But that's it. Bye-bye.